Most first-time buyers don't lose money because they bought a bad business. They lose money because they don't know what to look for. And here's the good news for you. You don't need to be a numbers person or a CPA to tell if the business is worth buying. I'm going to show you the fastest way to evaluate a business so you don't overpay and you don't walk into a nightmare. I'm Jason, a CPA, and I help first-time buyers evaluate small business before they buy them without confusion, without feeling overwhelmed, and to prevent you from making a very expensive mistake. And today, I'm going to simplify that process for you. If you're looking to buy a business, come join the free school community of mine, Firewatch Business Lab. In the community, we have a group that are looking and working to purchase a business. In Firewatch Business Lab on school.com, I will help you evaluate a deal and make sure you don't overpay. Keep your eyes straight ahead. Ignore all sideshow distractions. Watch your step, and the road will stretch out smooth before you. Proverbs 4:26-27 from the Message. Look, you can do this, and you can quickly know if you need to walk away or to slow down and look more closely at the deal. I want to tell you a little quick story. I had a client come to me to buy a business. He followed this framework, and we determined quickly, without wasting a lot of money or time, that the deal was an absolute loser. You don't need to be great at accounting. I'm going to give you 3 fast tests you can use to tell if a business is worth buying. The first thing I look at has nothing to do with spreadsheets. I look at the seller. Here's the test. Can the seller explain how the business makes money? If you ask simple questions like, why did revenue go up last year? Why did it drop this month? What actually drives profit? And if he can't explain it, that's not necessarily a deal breaker. That could be an opportunity, but it usually means the business isn't being managed. The business is just running. And if he's making money, there's a lot to look at there. Disorganized sellers often create the best buyer opportunities because there's a lot of upside. Now let's talk about the numbers, but we're going to keep it simple. 3 KPIs, key performance indicators, to tell you if a business is worth a deeper evaluation. First, seller's discretionary earnings, also called SDE, or the actual owner's benefit. This tells you how much money the owner actually makes running the business. If the number is weak, you might not be buying a business, you might be buying a job. I have an entire video with a case study on SDE and how to calculate the number right here. It's going to be on the screen. Secondly is gross profit margin. This shows how efficiently the business operates. A strong margin means the systems are good. A weak margin probably means there's chaos. And chaos is fixable, but only if you know it exists. The third thing is customer concentration. This is a big one. If one customer makes up 40% or more of the revenue, you are buying a ton of risk, especially if the owner is the one who is managing that particular customer. That doesn't mean just walk away. It means price needs to reflect that risk. Here's my favorite test. I call it the first 5 minutes test. In the first 5 minutes of a conversation, can the seller answer what drives revenue, what drives costs, what keeps them up at night? If they can't, you might be looking at a business with a huge upside because there are no systems, and no systems usually means opportunity. Now, I'm going to give you a few red flags that you should slow down or walk away if they start flying. Declining revenue without explanation. If you can't explain why the revenue went down, that could be a problem. The seller gets defensive when asked any financial questions. That is a big red flag, and I would really think in my mind, ooh, I'm not sure about this guy or this lady. Everything is cash means no records. Listen, I don't report everything. I take in a lot of cash. Don't worry about it. You'll be fine. That's a problem. Don't fall for that trick. One employee or customer controls the entire business. This one is a scary one. My dad used to tell me, if you're relying on one person to take care of the entire business and you can't live without them because you don't know what's going on, you need to fire them because you need to get back in your business. Well, that's true. You need to know what's going on in your business. Now, a key employee is important if they're running it, but you better inspect them and understand and hold them accountable. Okay, if any of these red flags show up, that doesn't mean the deal is dead. It just means the price needs to change. Here's what most buyers get stuck. They see numbers, but they don't know what's behind them. And that's where I help. I help not just looking at financials, but I do look at financials. And that leads us to KPIs. And the KPIs lead us to operations, and operations to teams who are managing the business so that you can fix what you find in the due diligence process. And a lot of times there's a lot of upside to that. Now, if you want help evaluating a business, or if you know someone or want someone to walk through a deal you have in hand right now with you, come join my school community for first-time buyers. Inside, you can book a free clarity call with me, and I will help you look at what deal you're working on. I will help you avoid overpaying and help you buy the right business the right way. Now, I want to go back to SDE because I have a whole video on SDE, Seller's Discretionary Earnings, to tell you how to calculate it when you're looking at a deal. And that's another thing that you really need to look at, and one of the quick ways to test to see if a business is worth it. That video is right here on your screen. Go watch it next, and I will see you in the lab.